What's up guys, happy new year to you. Welcome to 2021. We are kicking off the brand new year with a video all about this guy here, the Pioneer DDJ-400 controller. Is it still a worthwhile purchase in 2021? Let's get into it. So in terms of an introduction, a brief introduction to the DDJ-400, this was released back onto the market in June of 2018, so it has been around for a couple of years, and here in the United Kingdom it currently retails at a price of £249, which in my opinion is good value. It's extremely accessible for a lot of pockets, and for any beginner DJ that's looking to dip their toe in the water with regards to DJing, maybe you don't know if DJing is for you and you just want to have a muck around with a few tunes, this is quite a good price point as it won't break the bank. I would always recommend starting off with something a little bit cheaper, and then if you really want to take DJing seriously, then invest your money a little bit later on. In terms of what you get for your £249, well, you get a 2-channel controller and a 2-channel mixer. The mixer follows the same footprint as can be seen in Pioneer's more expensive models, the DJM series, if you're looking into separate mixers. And the decks, again, pretty much have that standard Pioneer layout, so if you do eventually upgrade later down the line, you're going to feel right at home on more advanced units, which is really good to see. Now, in terms of applications, because of the limited amount of outputs that you have on this unit with regards to master, there's no ability to connect a booth monitor here. The microphone input is extremely limited. This is why it remains a beginner DJ's unit, suitable for a bedroom DJ. If you're playing at house parties, perhaps you just want to play some tunes with your mates round, that is where this unit kind of sits in the marketplace, in my opinion. The only time I would recommend using this in a more professional application is in a kind of a backup scenario where everything else has failed and you need something to use as a last resort, and that is how I use this unit. In terms of build quality, it is entirely made out of plastic. You can see I'm picking it up with one hand here. It comes in at like 2 kilos. It's extremely lightweight, and it does feel quite flimsy. Like the pitch faders here feel a little bit flimsy. That being said, this has been thrown in and out of my car constantly because I have it in there as a backup device, and it hasn't actually let me down. So don't let the kind of plastic feel fool you, because I've always found it to be quite robust. And in terms of power, you don't actually need a separate power point for it. You just plug this straight into the laptop and you can use it, which is fantastic. So is this unit still a worthwhile purchase in 2021? And the answer is yes, in my opinion, and for 2 key reasons. First and foremost, the access to rekordbox DJ. Now, last year, Pioneer ruffled a lot of feathers by releasing their subscription plans and the changes to rekordbox DJ in the format of rekordbox 6. And to be honest, the timing was pretty insensitive because no DJs had any work at the time of the release. However, this device is a rekordbox enabled or rekordbox unlocked device, which means that for the price that you pay for this unit, you get access to rekordbox's performance features, which is fantastic value. You know, all you need to do is plug in and play out of the box. There is the one-off price and you get access to a lot of rekordbox's features. That being said, if you want access to the cloud-based system that rekordbox has, or the vocal analysis, that is a premium service. You will still have to subscribe for it. But that being said, there is nothing to stop you doing a full DJ set on rekordbox using this device out of the box, and you will not have to pay a penny more, which is absolutely fantastic. And I think it's kind of future-proofed the device a little bit. As an example, when Pioneer released Rekordbox 6, the Pioneer CDJ-400 Nexus 2, the flagship player, was not a hardware unlocked device, and it still remains a not a hardware unlocked device because of the introduction of the CDJ-400. So this unit is going to be around, I think, for a little while longer before we see any major updates or anything like that. And that leads me on to my second conclusion as to why I think this is still a worthwhile purchase in 2021, and that is the industry standard layout, as you can see on the decks here. Pioneer's range has always followed this kind of layout. It kind of looks like a CDJ. If you went from here and jumped onto another controller, you'd feel right at home straight away. You'd obviously need to have a little bit of a practice, but you could pretty much pick up the basics almost straight away if you have used this unit. And with the release of the new flagship device, the CDJ-400, that's always going to be a little bit of a worry, because if they make any fundamental changes to the flagship device, you're going to think, you know, further down the line, you're going to start to see these changes on other units. That is not the case with the CDJ-400. They are still largely following this same layout that they have done for a number of years, which again makes me think that this device is a little bit more future-proof, which is good to see. And the final reason why I still think this is an extremely worthwhile purchase in 2021 is just the flexibility in terms of course, Rekordbox, but also as well using this with an iPad app like Algorithm. So Algorithm basically is an application that you could use if you don't want to use Rekordbox, if you don't want to buy your own music, but you have something like Spotify playlists that you think, do you know what, I want to play around with mixing music from a streaming service. Now, Pioneer did address that kind of space in the market with the introduction of the real entry-level controller called the DDJ-400. However, this device, if you spend a little bit more money, will give you the option of both Rekordbox and using Algorithm. If by all means you want to just play around with your iPad and a few Spotify playlists, then you can probably get away with the Pioneer DDJ-400. But if you go with the 400, that gives you a greater deal of flexibility at looking at professional software, but also as well, it opens the doors of creativity on another level. And also, if you want to take DJing a little bit more seriously down the line, this will enable you to do that, because you're going to feel right at home with those more professional controllers and higher end pieces of equipment further down the line. So just to conclude then, is the Pioneer DDJ-400 a worthwhile purchase in 2021? I'm sure you've probably guessed it already. From me, it's an absolute resounding yes. That is my personal opinion. Please leave me a comment below if you think otherwise. My only final recommendation when buying a unit like this is buy it new, okay? For me, I think £249 of investment into this and essentially free software as well is extremely good value for money. But the buttons, the sliders, etc., they're not built quite as robustly as what is found on more expensive units. So for the sake of saving yourself £50, £60 on a second-hand unit, pay a little bit more and get that reassurance. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. Leave me a comment on your thoughts below, and I will see you in the next video.